Hey guys, Ryan from Mana Bluff here in an 8-4 M14 draft. Whoa! Pretty fun pack. A lot of good removal spells. You got Domestication, Chandra's Outrage, Pacifism, Corrupt if you want to go Mono Black, Predatory Sliver, and Blur Sliver if you want to go Slivers. At this point, I think since the removal spells are all fairly equal, Pacifism, Chandra's Outrage, and Domestication are pretty premium. I think I just pick into colors that are sort of my preference, right? And that happens to be red right now. Domestication, I think, is maybe just a little bit under Outrage and Pacifism, but I just also feel like blue is so overdrafted. I don't really want to pick up Domestication, and on top of the fact that it's a little bit under, white is a little bit weaker color than red, so gonna prioritize that and let someone go into white to the left of me. Or maybe I'll just do some confusing signals here, because there's no really good red card here. I'm not willing to pick up a Molten Birth or a Cyclops Tyrant. That being said, Molten Birth in the Sacrifice deck could be kind of cool. Maybe I do that. Seeing as the next pick is Phantom Warrior or Charging Griffin, and having just passed the other good cards in there, I'm not stoked on it, though I'm not going to necessarily avoid it. The thing is, I want to pick up Molten Births after I picked up a Young Pyromancer, or for sure going Sacrifice outs, right? Let's go for it. I'm just not excited by Phantom Warrior or Charging Griffin in the decks that I like in those colors anyway. And if I can start getting into the Sacrifice deck, I'm pretty stoked. So I'll pick up Molten Birth. Definitely a weaker card than the other cards that I passed. Just full disclosure there. Here we get the Blood Baron, so we get the next Sacrifice card, so I'm happy. Could take Corrupt, but I don't think it's that good in a red-black deck. It's really just, you have to be heavy black splashing another color, and I'm going to be definitely heavy red here. So we're going to start doing the Sacrifice thing. We're seeing a Blur Sliver, which is playable in the non-sliver deck. Trained Condor is pretty good. Celestial Flare is pretty good. So we are seeing no green, not a lot of red, although that was probably just because of what was open in the last pack, and seeing blue and white. But we're passing blue and white, so I'm expecting that. Mostly it's the green that's hidden. Although now we get this Deadly Recluse. I'm going to take another Blood Baron here over a Fire Shrieker. If I'm looking to do Sacrifice outlets, this is kind of what I want. I do think Fire Shrieker is very powerful, but I'm much more interested in getting a synergistic deck online than anything else. And yeah, Fire Shrieker, if you're sacrificing a lot of cards, doesn't do a whole lot. Would love to have Academy Raiders as well, but I'm going Sacrifice. That's what's happening. Which means I really want to get some active Treasons online, which are premium in the deck. Maybe a Barrage of Expendables. Definitely want a Bubbling Cauldron if that happens to come around in the uncommon slot. That'd be pretty okay. So I'm not entirely... Oh, hey, Barrage. There you go. Yeah, definitely going to snap up the Barrage of Expendables here. It's exactly what my deck wants. I'm not doing the enchantment deck with Blightcaster, so I don't really need it. That'd be fine. But even if, let's say Barrage wasn't here, I might be taking the Undead Minotaur over Blightcaster, because in these colors, despite that there are some enchantments you're playing, but if you're going sacrificial, you don't want a lot of enchantments, because you don't want to enchant something up and then sacrifice it. I just want a regular 2/3. I'm not saying I would do that. It's just a consideration. This in the draft, I probably would just take Blightcaster in case I move into enchantments. But for now, we're just going hard, deep into the Sacrifice deck. And we have a really good start to it. Ooh, this is a really late Warden of Evo's Isle. So that's something to note. But man, I want to play Sacrificials here. We kind of have to decide between the Maulhorn or the Molten Birth. Molten Birth a little bit better in the Sacrifice deck, but again, we haven't seen the Young Pyromancer, which is kind of key. But I'll probably get the Marauding Maulhorn, and Molten Birth is just much better in the Sacrifice outlets. So we'll take it. Maybe we'll just load up on Molten Births, right? Man, Warden of Exile blue. Blue is a thing. I was hiding from it originally. Let's see. Thunderstrike is playable. Dragon Hatchling, not so much. I'll have one or two of these by the end of the draft, I'm sure. Sliver Construct, meh. Vial Rebirth is okay in the Sacrifice deck, only because you're guaranteed to have a creature in your graveyard, and if you have Young Pyromancer or something, it's cool. But so I don't have any of the cards to support it, and you can get it whenever you want. Don't really care. I don't care about any of these cards either. Well, we'll start with Thunderstrike. It's by itself a little bit better, but all three of the cards from the deck are going to be able to be picked up when I need them. Gosh. Man, oh man. Opportunity this late is just stupid. I'm going to take it over a Firecat, which would easily make my deck, but passing the Train Condor and then seeing Opportunity means maybe it's time to get rid of black and go blue-red, because, yeah, that's just crazy. Here, Brave the Elements tabled. I'll take it here over Duress, because it is actually a pretty good card. If we end up going, against a white mage, I don't want someone playing Brave the Elements against me. Yeah, I'll just cut a powerful card over a sideboard card. Okay, here's a choice. Red, safe pick, but Cyclops Siren is just lame. Nightwing Chain, also not that great, but is okay if I am going black. Disperse those far better if I end up wanting to go blue. For now, though, I'm going to stay on color. I still kind of want to be forcing the sacrifice deck, and I might have jumped a little too late on the blue bandwagon based on having passed quite a bit of blue. So, Opportunity could end up just being the hate draft here. Here's Smelt for the sideboard, because we're definitely doing red. So I just picked up a Smelt. I don't need it. Could cut another Brave the Elements, but I guess people don't really care about this card. I think it's actually pretty good for the white mage, but I don't have an Altar Sweep yet, and that actually will work in the deck for the sacrifice outlets. So we'll take it. Demolish, never going to be played. Shadowborn Apostle. There's that Vile Rebirth. Okay. Just trying to go deep on sacrifice, just for fun. Opportunity we picked up, and it was cool. Hey, there's Bubbling Cauldron and Claustrophobia. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Alright, decisions. How deep do I go? Alright, the cards I have now. Chandra's Outrage, Opportunity. Absolutely insane. Pick up a Claustrophobia, boom. Down for blue. Yeah, I really want to try to force the sacrifice deck. And considering my red spells that I picked up highly just aren't good unless I go sacrifice, it's really hard to pass up this Bubbling Cauldron in favor of jumping into new color. But blue is open, and if blue's open, then I'm going to read that signal. I'm going to go away and into it. It just means I'm going to be really clawing my way back into playables at this point in the draft. Oh, but I have such a good start to the sacrifice deck. Oh well. Claustrophobia. Too much fun. Okay, so what am I playing here? Probably need a Wall of Frost, because at this late in the game, not having a super aggressive start, I'm going to need in a blue-red to kind of hold down the fort. We're not going to jump into green as well. I'm not going to jump into two different colors moving forward. So, yeah, that's fine. Could even do black over red, but, Chandra's Outrage is the reason why I'm staying red, so we'll do that. And I don't care about Flesh Pulper Giant. Yeah. Now we're just on the playable game plan. Wow, Doomblade. Passive. This is an awesome pack, by the way. No blue here, though. So, of course, my first two picks. If this Claustrophobia had been a Doomblade in the first pack over Bubbling Cauldron, I would have just slammed that. And now I have to decide, do I feel like my black is going to be better, so therefore I have Doomblade to replace the Claustrophobia and Opportunity, or do I stay on blue? Well, we're taking Shiv's Embrace. I'm going to trust that the blue Opportunity is going to reward me in the third pack. Shiv's Embrace, not as powerful as Doomblade or Pacifism, but still a very great finisher card. And I want to be Chandra's Outrage, I want to be red. I'm going to make it happen. Just being disciplined and not taking the Doomblade. Here's an Active Treason, which kind of would make the other deck work a lot better. And I'm still going to take it because I still think it's good. And I do have Barrage of Expendables. I might still be doing a little bit of mini sacrifice theme in here if I have enough sacrifice outlets to make Active Treason's removal spells. I could just be being very stubborn here in my Opportunity preference, because there's a Curse Spirit Death Gaze, Cockatrice, Vampire Warlord, great black spells, which would have made the deck really sweet if I had stayed on that path. Here I will take Pitchburn Devils over the Ragathan Firecat, and might still be playing the Barrage of Expendables in order to get Active Treason and Pitchburn Devils a little more relevant. And there's really nothing else great in the pack anyway, so that's fine. Another Corrupt. Nothing in the colors really. Take the Dragon Hatchling, which if I need playables is going to be a thing. I think I just cut Corrupt, though. Could just cut the Wordborn Behemoth. Corrupt is definitely more powerful in the mono black deck, but that deck doesn't play as readily as the other decks. You're not often to see it. It's still that much more insane. We're gonna hide her. Alright, so I can pick up another Barrage. Do I have enough things that I want to be sacrificing? All I have is this Active Treason and Pitchburn Devils, and I'm still really low on playables, right? Cut my losses, having already kind of screwed myself over. No, I'm gonna pick the Barrage up here because I'm gonna stick to my move away from black and trust that I will get those cards. That means, yes, exactly, the Active Treason gets much better now that I have 2 Barrage of Expendables. And yeah, we're looking to do the red sacrifice with a little bit of blue. Yeah, that's gonna happen. That's what I'm doing. Ooh, Bubbling Cauldron is here and came back, which is also doing the sacrifice deck for sure. So I'll hang on to it and play that. And now I have 3 solid sacrifice outlets to make my Active Treasons just amazing. So yeah. Yeah. Ragathan Firecat will be fine. Let's hide these black. It's not like these cards are strong black cards. Yeah, I think I'm cool with that. I don't want the Sliver Construct over the Firecat, for sure. Am I ever going to play Seismic Stomp? Probably not. But, whatever. We'll hide her. I already have my Smelt for the sideboard, so I'll pick up my Wild Guess for the sideboard now. And I'll rare draft my Traumatize. Yes. And the Rebirth in blue. Yeah. So this is interesting. Plain sacrifice outlets for the Active Treasons as removal spells. Could be okay. Here's where the third pack is going to really show me whether or not I made the right choice. I am at 3 creatures, which means I need to go full-on creature priority in order to make up for jumping into blue so late. Goblin Diplomats is a good start to that, though. There's no other creatures here, which is scary mainly because I'm not going to get a card to table out of this pack, which means for sure I have a dead pick later on. I mean, yeah, I might get a Time of Divination, but I mean, I need creatures, just plain simple. I'm supposed to be sacrificing creatures. I have 3, 4, 5 creatures. Yeah. Here we see more of the great cards for the sacrifice deck. Tenacious Dead is insane there. Same with Liturgy of Blood. But I'm kind of forcing this, kind of seeing and kind of betting on blue being a thing. Ooh. Fiendslayer Paladin. I'm not too sure. I mean, this is a great card, but I don't think it's powerful enough, especially I am doing blue-red, to warrant cutting, especially when I just need creatures. The Thorncaster Sliver is okay, but I'm not doing any other slivers right now. So we're just going to go ahead and take a Canyon Minotaur. Not really what I want. I could, maybe Archaeomancer? Instant or search? Yeah, with having Active Treasons, Molten Rebirths, the Chandra's Outrage, there's already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and possibly this Thunderstrike. Yeah, Archaeomancer is pretty good. It's a creature that I need, and it'll be getting something relevant back. Boom. Air Servant. Love it. Cool, that's awesome. And we'll probably get one of these Candy Minotaurs later. Essence Scatter I'm hoping to grab as well, but yeah, Finisher. That's exactly what I want. No creature for me here, so I'll take another Active Treason. Probably wouldn't have taken a third one if I didn't have the Bubbling Cauldron along with my Barrage of Expendables, but I think having these 3 cards will make it pretty regular that these Active Treasons are going to be super sweet. And with another Archaeomancer, or with an Archaeomancer here, that just makes it that much better. Still, I would be taking a solid creature over the active trees right now. Cyclops Tyrant, though, does not count as solid creature. And Divination would be better over active trees if I didn't have my sack outlets, but I've got my sack outlets, so yay. Ooh, okay, so Scroll Thief, Goblin Shortcutter, or Messenger Drake. Messenger Drake, the best of the three by itself, but do I need more 3-drop creatures? I have Molten Rebirths, Firecat. Is the Scroll Thief getting in? Not really. I don't really have, you know, the Trained Condor to pick it up or any straight removals. Yeah, I would take the Messenger Drake. Yeah, I'm going to take the Messenger Drake. I want the power level of it. Okay, now we get the Essence Scatter. I'm fine with that. Could argue taking the Sensory Deprivation, but having the Archaeomancer and just trying to play a little control means I think Essence Scatter, which is already by itself a better card, I think it's just be a little more relevant. Yeah, just hit removal. Don't need Spellblast, don't care about any of these other cards. Giant Growth's pretty good, but no schmanks, no schmanks. Cool. We're going deep. Another Archaeomancer. So how many targets is that for the Archaeomancers? One, two, kind of Thunderstrike if we play it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, Archaeomancer is going to be great in this deck, so cool. Full-on control. Gosh, do I get a third? I mean, I do need creatures that can actually attack at some point, and I have Air Servant and Messenger Drake, so that's only 2. But maybe I'm winning with, you know, something as simple as a Goblin Diplomats. I have enough instants and sorceries that I want to play that the triple Archaeomancer I'm not worried about. The thing is, can I be alive that long? But I'm not taking a Flesh Pulper Giant. This is not the Frost Breath deck, and I also don't think it's the Lightning Talons deck either. Yeah, we're going deep. This is gonna be fun. Cancel is not gonna make the deck. I have my 1 Essence Scatter and my Active Treasons. I don't need Cancel at all. So I'm just gonna cut Master of Diversion, which is something I'm gonna be weak to against like an aggressive deck that's just attacking, attacking, attacking. Yeah, Candy Minotaur. Kind of what I need just to flush out some more creatures. I mean, that's probably gonna replace the Thunderstrike. Another Candy Minotaur or Cyclops Tyrant? Another Candy Minotaur. Don't know if I'm playing both. Could be replacing an Archaeomancer here, because I really am not sure I want 3 yet. And hey, there's that Tyrant, if I end up wanting it for some reason. Okay, Staff. We'll take you. Well, this is going to be a fun deck. We'll see if it actually can get there. I'm not too sure if 3 sack outlets is enough to warrant 3 active treasons. I guess we're about to find out. Spell Blast. Thank you. Yeah, I can pretty much tell you this is the deck, minus a couple cards. Pretty sure all of the 3s are staying in. Probably just cutting a Candy Minotaur or the 3rd Archaeomancer. And I think I'm going to cut the 3rd Archaeomancer and trade out a 3rd one for another Candy Minotaur if I find that really the Archaeomancer is just being amazing. But I think having too little beef other than the Archaeomancer is going to be... I need something to, like, you know, hold down the 4. I only have 1 Wall of Frost. I'll double check that with you in 2 seconds. Okay, so here's that same build that I had up during the draft, just kind of broken down a little bit more. Sideboard cards over here. The Cyclops Tyrant we have out, along with the Thunderstrike as one of the quick cuts. Now, I'm only at 13 creatures. 13 because of the 2 Molten Births, right? Which will work pretty well with the Archaeomancers. And because of that, even though this was kind of what I thought my initial 23 would be, with possibly trading out a Minotaur, I do think I need these Minotaurs just to be staying alive on the ground, or just staying alive in general. And that means I'm really debating between, should I pull this Essence Scatter out over an Archaeomancer or a Candy Minotaur? It's one of these 3 cards that have guts to go. So I definitely want to keep Outrage and Opportunity, of course. I think these Active Treasons are going to be very good as soon as I get one of my 3 Sacrifice outlets on board. Claustrophobia, of course, great. I'm keeping Shiv's Embrace. It's going to be a finisher. Even if it gets put on a token, that will get me there. I'm trying to decide, though, if I really need this Essence Scatter. If these active Treasons are genuine removal spells because I have a Barrage or a Bubbling Cauldron online, then I'm good. I don't really need the Essence Scatter. But you'll notice lack of 2-drops and a lack of creatures makes me feel like I want to just keep this extra Archaeomancer in to bounce back something. No, I'm going to pull out the Archaeomancer. I think Essence Scatter is going to be a fine 2-drop to hole up. Again, I'm just trying to go late and get a little bit of control on with these cards, and then eventually with Air Servant, Messenger Drake, or even a Shiv's Embrace on a Molten Rebirth. I think that'll be fine. And then starting with 2 Archaeomancers to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 targets for Archaeomancer means it's going to be always hitting something. So that'll be some good card value. We'll start there, adjust accordingly. If I'm not worried, if Canyon Minotaur isn't doing a whole lot, great, I'll bring an Archaeomancer over it. If Essence Scatter isn't going to do a whole lot, I'm going to just be seeing my hand later, I'll pull that out and bring the next Archaeomancer in. Yeah, I'm much more a fan of that. So let's build our lands. 9-8, that seems about right. I do want a lot of red because of the Shiv's Embrace and the barrage of expendables, but we've got quite a bit of double blue. I didn't realize how much double blue and double red we had, which is not awesome. Which means, gosh, maybe I pull out the Essence Scanner and just go to 18 lands? No, I'm going to do 9-8. I think I'll still be fine with 17. It's a little risky, but I think I still want this Essence Scatter up. Oh, that could be very wrong. Yeah, I'm going to have plenty of things to do with my mana. Actually, it's a pretty mana-hungry deck if I'm doing a lot of sacrifices. I'm playing out the Essence Scatter as well. Well, it kind of makes that decision easy. I was trying to decide which 3 to pull out. No, I pulled 2 out. Cool, we're going to go 9-9. Huh. If this deck actually works, it's going to be super fun. I can't wait. Alrighty.